In this video, our Camaro gets some improved stopping power with EBC brakes. What's up guys, Greg here, back in the shop once again with our Project Camaro, and as I promised you guys, in this video we are focusing once again on performance, braking performance. Now our Camaro came equipped from the factory with Brembo brakes, but that doesn't mean that we can't improve them. So we're installing this Stage 9 Super Sleeper brake kit from EBC. This kit is going to be the perfect balance of street performance and track performance for our Camaro, so let's not wait any longer and let me show you how to get them installed. Alright guys, to get our EBC brake kit installed, we first have to disassemble and get all of our stock stuff out of the way. That's going to require unbolting this Brembo brake caliper, taking off the Torx bolt holding the original rotor to the hub, removing the rotor, then the pads, and then reassembling all back together. Now remember, even though this is a performance brake kit, the steps to install it are exactly the same as any old brake job. That was really in there. Like any brake job, do not let the brake caliper dangle on the brake hose. You can actually cause damage to the brake hose. So in this case, I'm just using a couple zip ties, and we are going to secure the caliper to the coil spring on the strut, just to kind of hang it out of the way while we remove the rotor. All right, now with the caliper out of the way, we can remove the rotor. Now some rotors will actually have a countersunk bolt holding the rotor to the hub. That's what we have on our Camaro. It is just one small Torx bolt. We can loosen that up. Once we remove that, brake rotor comes right off. All right guys, our Camaro is incredibly low mileage, so the corrosion isn't really built up along the hub, but that is a noted place for corrosion on most vehicles. So if you notice any rust, just get a brush, make sure to clean it up real good before you put on your new rotor. All right guys, before you go ahead and install your new rotors, because these are slotted performance rotors, that means that they're directional. You need to make sure that they get installed on the proper side of the vehicle. EBC actually labels each rotor to indicate what side of the vehicle they need to be installed on. We're working on the passenger side. That means right side rotor needs to get bolted up, so we'll do that now. All right, install our new rotors. Now remember, these do use a retaining bolt. Make sure to line it up correctly. All right guys, now that we have our new USR EBC Performance rotor installed, it's now time to get those yellow stuff brake pads in the caliper. Now the Brembo calipers on our Camaro are what is referred to as a fixed caliper, meaning that the caliper does not slide or move like a semi-floating caliper. So to get these pads uninstalled, there are two pins here that we'll need to remove. Slide the pads out of the top of the caliper, slide the new EBC yellow stuff in, replace the pins and the retaining clip, and that's it. All right, with the retaining clip and pins out, old pads simply just slide right out the top. Slide our new EBC pads into place. All right guys, that's all it takes to upgrade to performance pads and rotors. This EBC kit is super easy to install. We got one side of the front done. On the passenger side, we're gonna go repeat the exact same process on the driver's side. All right, guys, the rear brake install is going great. Now, there's one thing I do want to note. Now, unlike the front brake pads that have a squealer on both the inboard and outboard pad, the rear, only one of the pads will have that. Now, in the case of our Camaro, it's going to be the outboard pad. Make sure to note its orientation of where the squealer is positioned, either top or bottom, and replace it the exact same way to make sure you don't get any noise or issues. In this case, it's going to be the outboard pad and it's facing up. All right, we'll get our retaining clip back in, feed our pins through the back side, through the clip, just like the front. There's one thing I didn't mention about these EBC yellow stuff pads, and that's this break-in coating on the brake pad. EBC is known for this on every single brake pad that they offer. Essentially, it allows the brake pad to bed into the rotor easier for optimal braking performance, brake longevity, and of course, keep any kind of noise and squeaks down sooner. So, one thing that EBC has, most of the brake pads don't. All right, guys, we've got our EBC Stage 9 Performance Brake Kit installed on all four corners of our Camaro. Let's go ahead and take it out, see how she stops. All right, guys, so far so good. I love how this Stage 9 EBC brake kit is performing. I can't wait to get through this 500-mile break-in period to really put them to the test. Now, in the next episode, we're going to address the suspension on our Camaro, get the stance right, and get this thing handling like it should be so it's ready for the track. If you want to see all that and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and stay up to date on all the improvements for our Project Camaro.